Shalom. First and foremost, giving all praises, honor, glory, respect, and blessings to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem Rachakwadash. Salutations to the Lord's elect on the four corners of the earth, pushing this truth and sincerity while patiently waiting for Yahweh Shai's return. And double honors to our apostles and elders of Great Millstone, which have taught us everything we know through the spirit and power of Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. And I just wanted to do a quick response video to a video that the brother Manak Dazak from South Carolina did. And the title of the video is called Using HATER to Combat Rebuke Shows Defeat. You know, and I totally agree with this video because, you know, these guys, IUIC, one of the main things they like to do to justify their actions is or one of their main catchphrases that they like to use whenever they get rebuked on going off in the scriptures is they like to use the word hater. You know, now before, you know, they used to call us GMS bums, you know, hating on us because we got jobs and fancy garments and blase, and, you know, at the end of the day, this truth is not about outward appearance. It's about working on the new man, which is from within. Because you can have all these glorious garments on the outside all you want, but at the end of the day, if you're not right with the Lord on the inside, then you're not going to receive salvation. You're not going to receive protection from the Lord because you did not do that which was right in his sight. So just real quick, let's go over here to this Proverbs chapter 17, verse 5. It says, "He that justifieth the wicked and he that condemneth the just, even they both are an abomination to the Lord." And that's generally what IUIC is doing here. What they're doing is they're justifying themselves. You know, now, for years now, especially starting with our apostles and elders on down, we've been telling you guys to stop lining up your head because you're going off according to the scriptures. You know, one look at these guys and you can tell they got edge ups, you know, and little do they know these edge ups, these, you know, they get all these lineups around their beards and around their head and around their whole head. All that shit goes back to the Egyptians. The Egyptians used to do that shit. You know, they used to take a razor and, you know, line up the edges of their hair and shit. You know, the Egyptians did that shit, you know. Now, the Lord said that we're not supposed to do that. Okay. But here it is, you know, you got these self-proclaimed righteous men calling themselves teaching out of the scriptures, you know, getting on people about the law. Meanwhile, they're breaking the law. Okay, what did Paul say? If you offended one, you offended all of them. Now, I'm not going to, you know, speak like I'm perfect because I'm not. None of us can keep the law, statutes, and commandments perfectly in this society. But what you ought to do is to keep the ones that you can keep to the best of your ability. So IUIC is full of hypocrites, you know. And that guy down there at the bottom of the screen, that looked like the lemur, the guy who said that you can call the Lord whatever you want. You can call him yo plate yogurt. So you know the Lord is not happy with that dude. But Proverbs 17 and 15, it says, "He that justifieth the wicked and he that condemneth the just, even they both are an abomination to the Lord." So the Lord The Lord is calling you members of IUIC an abomination. Okay? And the reason why you're being called an abomination is because of your pride. You know, you're justifying yourself, your doctrines, and what you do. You got all these videos, flashing your garments. The wind is blowing your garments as if you're like superheroes. You guys have this personification that somehow you guys are these great men. You guys act as if y'all came up with the doctrine. Somehow the Lord revealed his mysteries to y'all, and now IUIC is where it's at. Okay. But from time to time again, you false Israelite groups out there, you forget where this whole doctrine, this whole teaching originally started from. Okay. And through the Spirit, we know that this doctrine started with Abba Bivens. Okay, Elder Abba Bivens. This doctrine, this teaching started with him. And then the knowledge that he had was passed down to, High Priest Ariah, Elder Yaikwab, King Masha, Salakia if I forgot any names. And then they passed their teachings down to our apostles that we see today. Apostle Tahar, Apostle Gabar, Apostle Ariamlab, Apostle Racha. Okay, and even to this very day, they still carry the teachings that was taught to them from those righteous men. And you can tell that you can tell that the Lord is dealing with those men. You're not going to see the apostles lining themselves up or, justifying their actions or, now don't get me wrong. I'm not saying we should all dress in dingy, bummy ass looking garments. No, of course we all have jobs. We're not just bums sitting at home with nothing to do, nothing better to do but to get on IUIC. No, we all got jobs, We all like to wear fancy garments. Not fancy. I would like to wear a fancy garment, but this is not the time or place for that. It tells you that in the book of Ecclesiastes. There's a time and a place for everything under the sun. This is not the time to be, trying to get this self-glorification. This is not the time for that, man. Okay, glory is going to come to the Israelites, starting with the elect of the nation of Israel, when Yahushua returns. That's when Israel is going to finally get their glory. Okay, Yahushua have received his glory up there in the heavens, but he's waiting to receive his glory here on the earth as well. So the Israelites is not going to get their glory here on the earth until Yahushua gets his glory first. Because Yahushua is the one that's going to get the first slice of the cake. Ecclesiastes chapter 3, verse 1. To everything, there is a season and a time to every purpose under the heaven. Okay, it says a time to be born and a time to die. A time to plant and a time to pluck up that which is planted. A time to kill and a time to heal. A time to break down and a time to build up. Is this the time to be building up? You guys are over there talking about how we got to build up the nation. This is not the time to be building up the nation of Israel. This is not that time. The Lord had already decreed for 2/3 of our people to be destroyed here in Babylon because of their refusal to get right. So how the hell is you going to try to build up the whole nation? You can't. Okay? 2/3 is not going to make it on the side the elect is. The Lord's elect, whosoever they may be out there. Okay, it says a time to weep and a time to laugh, a time to mourn and a time to dance. We're in a time of mourning. This is not the time to be, hosting fashion shows and, you know, you're dressed in all these super fancy garments. What did Yahweh say in the book of Matthews? Let me see if I can find that real quick. Okay, just real quick, I'm gonna get this. Matthew chapter 11, verse 8. It says, "But what went ye out to see? Right? A man clothed in soft raiment? Behold, they that wear soft clothing are in kings' houses." Right? So these guys, they try to take on these personifications like they're kings. Now, don't get me wrong. We are supposed to be kings here on the planet. We are the princes of the power, right? But this is not the time for that. How are you going to try to set yourself up to be some kind of king in this kingdom when this is not our kingdom? This is not our rest. So to everything, there is a season and a time to every purpose under the heaven. So it says a time to mourn and a time to dance. We're not in the time of dancing. We're in the time of mourning. Jacob's trouble's around the corner. Do you realize that? A time to weep and a time to laugh. A time to mourn and a time to dance. A time to cast away stones and a time to gather stones together. Okay? And yeah, we are technically in the time of gathering the stones, the lively stones, which is the Lord's elect. This is the time to be gathering the Lord's elect, not the whole nation, because the Lord is not looking for the whole nation. He's looking for the elect of the nation of Israel. Do you understand that? It says a time to embrace and a time to refrain from embracing, a time to get and a time to lose, a time to keep and a time to cast away, a time to rend and a time to sow, a time to keep silence and a time to speak. And spiritually, IUIC, you're keeping silence because you're not warning our people about what's really going on out there. You're not warning them of the coming Lord's wrath. You're not supposed to be keeping silent about something so serious. It says, in a time to speak. This is the time to be speaking out against this devil, man. This devil's coming with everything. The CHIP, you name it. Okay? The machination. A time to rend and a time to sow, a time to keep silence and a time to speak, a time to love and a time to hate, a time of war and a time of peace. Right? And a time of peace. Let me is that Isaiah? Let me see. I don't think it is, but I don't want to just sit here and be playing the guessing game. Here, I'm going to do this. Okay. Isaiah chapter 8, verse 20. To the law and to the testimony, if they speak not according to this word, it is because there is no light in them. So there is no light in you IUIC members. There's no light in you, man. So here. Yeah, you guys are not speaking according to this work. Just give me a moment here. I'm looking for a particular scripture. Okay, so it's not here. It's probably in Jeremiah. For the leaders of this people. I was just in Isaiah 9 or whatever. Okay, Isaiah chapter 9, verse 16. For the leaders of this people cause them to err. Right. The word err means to be misled. It means to corrupt oneself. So IUIC is doing nothing but corrupting their congregation. You know, why do you think they held a fashion show at their so-called Passover? You know how many minds of those people you've corrupted that day, man? You've caused them to err. And furthermore, the Passover was what, last month? Man. And they that are led of them are destroyed. Right. They that are led of them are destroyed. Right. And I mean, that's our people. You can actually line that up with Hosea 4 and 6. My people are destroyed for lack of knowledge. But, hey, to all you guys in IUIC, you better heed this warning. Proverbs 29 verse 1. He that being often reproved, the word reproved means corrected, and hardeneth his neck, meaning you refuse to hear the Lord's correction, even he shall suddenly be destroyed, and that without remedy. So, hey, you guys at IUIC, you better take heed, man. If you keep hardening your neck against these rebuke videos, calling us haters and whatever, then, well, you're going to suddenly be destroyed and without remedy. There's another scripture I would like to get, actually. Where's that at? No. Okay, it's is it 2 Timothy? All right, let's go. Okay, 2 Timothy chapter 4, verse 2. Preach the word. Be instant, in season, out of season. Okay, so you're supposed to be out there on the highways and hedges, rather if it's hot, rather if it's cold outside, rather if it's warm outside, rather if it's fall, rather if it's raining. You're supposed to be out there teaching. It says reprove, rebuke, exhort with all long suffering and doctrine. So we're supposed to rebuke you guys whenever you go off in the Holy Scriptures. We're supposed to rebuke you. Okay? What did the scripture say? Let me see. Cursed be he that holdeth, cursed be he that holdeth back his sword. Man, I hate using this touchpad on the phone. It's annoying. So this is Jeremiah 48:10. It says, "Cursed be he that doeth the work of the Lord deceitfully." Okay, and that's clearly talking about IUIC, ISUPK, okay, GOCC, FOBI, HOI, HODC, House of Jacob, Sakari. Okay, you guys are doing the work of the Lord deceitfully. You know, outwardly, you appear unto men as these righteous, God-fearing men and, whatnot. But inwardly, you full of dead man's bones. You don't have the marrow or the nutrients that your body needs to be made lively because you keep rejecting it. Y'all want to live. You want to live not according to how the Lord told you to do so, but according to your standards. And the Lord don't operate like that. If the Lord tell you not to line up your head, that means don't do it. So, apparently we're haters because we're get rebuking these guys for going off in the Holy Scriptures and then teaching people to do so. So cursed be he that doeth the work of the Lord deceitfully, and cursed be he that keepeth back his sword from blood. So if we don't rebuke you guys, then what does that mean? That means that we're holding back our sword from blood. And that's on a spiritual level. So with that, I'm going to say, Shalom is on to the next one.